Oh, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to MSFS. Today I'm going to do something a bit different. So I want to practice some radio navigation. I'm hoping this has an ADF. No, it doesn't. Hilarious. Does it not? You know what? Yes, it does, actually. So I've got my desktop capture on so you can see. We are currently on. So you can see we're currently here at Barton Aerodrome. And we're going to fly towards Liverpool. And specifically the Liverpool NDB. Which is 349.5. So what we'll do is it's a good question actually. No, so this should be 34, I presume. No. 349. We have anything on? Oh, instruments won't be alive yet because we are on the ground. What we'll do is I'm just gonna I'm just having a quick little look. You know what? We're gonna do some visual flying. Why not? So we are prepared for takeoff, as far as I'm aware. Flaps, one lump. Done our pre-takeoff checks. Let's go. Whoa. Okie doke. So you're gonna climb away, turn left, and see. Like I say, the ADF may pick something up, but it probably won't, if I'm honest. And 80 knots, rotate. Not much space left at the end though. Gear up. Rolling left. So we're going to head in a roughly westerly direction. And we're trying to find Liverpool from Manchester. So what I'm actually going to do is fly along the shipping canal. She's in front of us there. Flaps up. I was going to go instrumental flying, but now let's do visual instead. Way more fun that way. So yeah, this will be the shipping canal here. Yeah, that looks right. So you can see, basically, we can follow this all the way along. And just enjoy the view. So we'll just go to this camera here. So I can hold the attitude. So you've got some locks and some stuff like that, but it is quite a cool little area, this. Definitely feels very interesting to fly this aircraft, actually. I've been flying it mainly in Cessna, and it's obviously a Cherokee. And just the rudder authority feels very different. In a Cessna, it feels like you do this, and the aircraft starts basically acting like this. I know, it's fine. You know, sort of, and the wings dip when you do it. This aircraft, it's really solid. And I'm not sure if that's just the fact that the Cherokee is a really solid aeroplane, or that, you know, one's modelled differently, shall we say. Absolutely gorgeous weather today in the Manchester area. So yeah, this is sort of loosely a follow-on from the last flight we did, where we flew into EGCC, Manchester's main airport, Manchester Ringway, and in the A310. But yeah, cool little thing we're doing here. it's the ADF. It's, yeah, so we've not actually got the thing there. I'm going to quickly check that chart again, just as we come around this curve, just to see if there's any relevant nav aids in the area. Unfortunately, I suppose what we could do is go 114.10 for Wallasey, and that'll point us in vaguely the right direction. .10. Change that over. Yeah, we can't see Wallasey yet, apparently. When we can, this will light up. And I've lost the very shipping canal. There it is. We'll move over to the left and fly along it. It just goes to show, you know, you're following really big, obvious landmarks until you aren't. Still, though, this game... Okay, this is a part of the world I'm not intimately familiar with. But the visuals, every time every time I fly an MSFS, it's just blows my mind. I think that's the waterway in front of us. Yeah, so that'll be the Mersey. That larger body of water on the horizon there. And beyond those mountains, that's North Wales. Fun random conversational fact of the day, which you probably can't repeat outside of this area, but yeah. Historically, the Welsh have been referred to as sheepshaggers. Largely because there's a large... I thought this was the whole thing of, there's a lot of sheep, you know, yeah, whatever. Not quite. It turns out that the... no, it's not working. But I've got, interestingly, I've got a range counter, which should be towards Wallasey, though, so that's got less than 20 miles flying distance in total. But, sorry, continuing on. It turns out that it's because, obviously, animal theft were a thing. You know, sheep rustling and all that. And people were quite understandably concerned because at the time, the English rule of law was, you steal an animal. So you're stealing an animal. It basically was punishable by hanging. So what you do is you'd cop to having sex with the sheep instead, and it would be basically a lesser charge. So there you go. There's your random historical fact of the day that you didn't really want to know, but now you do. Congrats. Just going to do that now. So what we're going to do is, I can see the airfield in sight now, so we shall check in with air traffic.
Liverpool approach 9075545 is type 5 miles west of Echo Golf, Lima uniform 1,200 feet. Request flight following. 9075545 Liverpool approach. Squawk 0234. Squawk 02344545.
We are getting into tower-controlled airspace, so we're going to want to speak to tower in the not-too-distant future. We'll get handed off, though. They'll have us on radar. Hopefully. If not, it's a problem. I'm going to have a look at what this is, though. Oh, this is Fiddler's Ferry Power Station. Cool. Yeah, we must be entering tower controlled airspace now, right? Looks like my radio's broken. Yep, my radios have gone tits up. So what we're going to do is squawk 7600. There we go, 76, need a fix. And we're going to go overhead the airfield, circle, and then to indicate our intention. So we'll put our gear down actually. To indicate our intention to land, and then come in for a landing. At the moment, we're doing 96 knots according to that, so we're into a headwind. So this is the approach end. So we'll basically just do a 360 over the top of the airfield and land. There you go. So if you look at the vertical speed, we're nailing a level flight at this point. Just feels like we're barely moving. You know what, we're just going to go straight in. I can't be bothered to do this thingy. Just feel like I might have the gear down a little early, but it's alright. We're not dirty the upper flaps yet. I love the effect, by the way, of when you... so if you look at the blade now, if I chop power to idle, that is such a realistic effect. I really like it. That's the first time I've seen that. I noticed that in a flight sim properly. And I've been flying a lot of constant speed aircraft in MSFS so far. So that's probably why, but you know. So you're flying into a headwind because you can see if you look at the airspeed indicator, we've got an indicated airspeed of about 110, and we've then got a ground speed of about 96. So that leads that in my basically that leads me to believe that we're in about a 10 knot headwind component, which is absolutely great. Means we're going to get a nice easy approach. And then we'll just vacate and go to the general aviation apron at Liverpool, which is just on the right hand side there, sorry. Pretty much in the touchdown zone. My plan is to do quite a rapid stop and then vacate via the high-speed taxiway that faces in the other direction. I'm just going to bring the speed off. We'll go. And at this position here, I'm going to be a little bit high on the approach, which is totally fine. It's not like, you know, we're critical for a short runway here. I have actually flown Liverpool and stayed in a Premier Inn, which is just on the right-hand side there. And yeah, it was a holiday like no other, shall we say. So speed over the ground 64 knots, airspeed about 75. So you've got about 10 knots of headwind component. Doesn't feel like there's much for a crosswind though, which is good. We're at full flap. Not my worst landing ever. That was interesting. I was at full back pressure by the time we got into the touchdown zone there. So I probably got a bit too much angle of attack on the aircraft. So there you go, folks. That's it. That is our VFR flight. Nice easy one, nice sort of 15-minute hop. It's a good flight to sort of warm up with if you're wanting to get back into VFRing. And that's just a nice little hop from Liverpool, so correction, from Manchester Barton Aerodrome over to Manchester. So like I say, we'll taxi in now and put the aircraft to bed. But I've really enjoyed that little flight. I think this is what MSFS can do airliners, but where it comes into its own, and it's just an absolutely outstanding simulation, is when it comes to general aviation. Alright, let's poke our head back in the cockpit so we can watch what we're doing, and go from there. Yeah, okay, so now let's talk to the ground. There we go, we'll just pull in here. I'll just put it in front of a hangar because we're going to have it taken apart and looked into. Or go in front of Liverpool Flight School. No, Liverpool Flight School won't do maintenance over here, they probably will. Raven Air sounds... Oh yeah, it's Part Navy over here, isn't it, I think. So what we'll do is just... There we go. And what I'll do is just use the iPad to do cold and dark us. There you go, so 30-minute flight. And pop to the X on the camera. Like I say, it's just a nice little sortie that. I've really enjoyed that flight. I hope you guys did too. If you did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.